A very warm welcome to the Cognizant Presents the 10th edition of the ET Edge GCC Summit 2025, co-powered by Space Matrix, exclusive workplace partner, and State Bank of India, brought to you by ET Edge. Our theme, ladies and gentlemen, for the summit is Capital Meets Capital, Delhi and the GCC Powerhouse, truly reflecting the evolving role of the global capability centers as they shift from support engines to strategic innovators, where operational excellence meets digital transformation and global talent fuels future-ready enterprises. To open today's summit, let's hear it up for Ms. Sailaja Josula, SVP Global Head, GCC Service Line, Cognizant, Hyderabad.
As we are setting up GCCs and working with the larger ecosystem, we are actually going ahead with three things, right? One is AI-infused talent. How do we get our talent AI ready? Have you invested in programs that teach your people how to embrace AI? What are you doing in terms of skilling them? That's important. Second one is AI-infused enterprise. How is your work going to be disrupted by AI? Have you thought about it? Have you redrawn your op model? I think some thought is required through your innovation office. And last one, but most importantly, the workplace itself, your AI-powered workplace, right? Today, there's a lot of emphasis on how we design the workplace. What are your collaboration spaces? What are your design spaces? It's no more about your workplace having 70% productive desks, 30% rest of the world. No, it's how do you want to create those co-creation spaces? How do you want to create those sandbox environments which actually can provoke the humans to start thinking about things very differently?
We're getting into a very special panel discussion that is going to bring out the aspect of growth versus resilience, how CEOs are recalibrating the GCC models for volatile times.
Why does resilience matter so much to us today?
Typically, our reaction to change is either fear, insecurity, right? Being able to overcome that and see an opportunity in the change, be curious, learn new things. I think that is probably the ask of today.
Now, it's not only the CEO, but your internal stakeholders, other than CEOs, also need to cultivate that change mindset. How do we cultivate that kind of perspective in the entire organization?
I think it all becomes about the frameworks that you develop within your GCCs, right? You might have a risk management committee.
So who should ideally talk about the risks?
Probably everybody. Okay. Probably everybody. And then you should have a democratic enough system that it reaches the right decision-making bodies that you would have built in your GCCs. Then not only talking about risk, but what would be the solutioning be? So without threatening the talent and giving them enough time to pivot and upskill, start making those changes.
How important is innovation within this conversation of resilience?
Innovation is key because the global organization is feeling the heat in terms of the disruption which is happening. So the whole recourse where the process knowledge exists, where the tech depth exists, is only the GCC.
AI is creating a lot of disruption. How are GCCs seeing this disruption in their lives?
I think AI cannot be for everyone in the level that it's being talked about, but it's important to create personas and what level of AI knowledge is needed for various personas. Of course, technology requires to be completely deep down inside creating the products that will, be out in the market. It should not be looked at as a threat, and that is what we are also trying to imbibe in the GCCs.
We're moving into a very special segment, the Solution Showcase on AI-led Innovation Capability Center to Value Center. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all put our hands together and welcome Mr. Sandeep Datta.
We are living in an era where things that are happening today are truly appearing magical, and a lot of that is driven by AI. Now we are seeing technology that we don't have to learn. It learns about us and it adapts to us. There've been talk about AI. It's really disrupting our world. Is it going to significantly change how we do work? Is it going to significantly change the number of people we deploy? Does it change the way we look at our business processes? I think all of those questions are very, very valid. Then what do we do? What is the future for us? How should we respond? Reskill and reshape for the AI future, get everyone ready for AI in the organization. Reimagine every process with AI. Every business process is going to change. Nothing is going to be unimpacted. And last, look at now designing AI solutions for the firm that you are in a unique position to design, because everything that the enterprise does, only one place represents them. Mostly it is the GCC, and you can now take that, make it, and roll it up.
Moving forward, we're getting into a very interesting panel discussion. We're talking about the architects of AI.
What do you think a fully AI native GCC will look like?
So we've created a 3-tier structure. Tier 1, AI as an enabler. Then comes AI as a partner. And then comes step 3, which is AI as a competitor. Post that will come the dream that, or the hallucination that we all have here, that the entire GCC will be AI driven at some point in time. So in my mind, for my company, that journey would be at least 5 to 6 years away.
I think it's a journey. We will have the legacy or the old ways of working and the newer ways of working in the AI space going hand in hand, because both requires one, a stability, and one, an acceleration. And that depends on the maturity of the organization, how fast we can go.
I think there will be a more definition and more clarity around this AI-driven economy in the organization. From that perspective, I think the GCCs will be more purpose-driven. Their operating systems will be more sharper, which would be clearly aligned to how they become the AI-first and AI-native GCC.
Please join me in welcoming onto the stage General Manager at the State Bank of India, Mr. Dipesh Rai, talking about SBI's long-term vision for facilitating GCC growth in India.
We have a 360-degree GCC ecosystem. We have treasury banking solution where we provide best of the best exchange rate for your forex transactions. We have corporate banking group which can cater to any of the enterprise in this country. We have got dedicated corporate salary account team who have the capacity and the expertise to cater to the employees of any organization. Ladies and gentlemen, we have helped India to build its past for last 200 years. And now we are ready to collaborate with the leaders who are shaping India's future.
Our next session is titled Beyond Silos, Uniformed Ecosystems for Sustainability, Technology, and Real Estate Evolution.
How do you look at the context of how the GCC of the future is?
Very high amount of local context setting actually, but more than context, it's also dependent on two other major factors. One is the industry that the GCC has been set up for, and the second is the people you're hiring.
Sure.
Oftentimes, the industry, there's a clear divide even in GCCs, right? Tech GCCs, non-tech GCCs. If it's a tech GCC, you're hiring your average startup DNA kids off of schools, colleges, fresh graduates, etc. The non-tech DNA, right? It's still a very serious job. If you look at tech, we're talking about agility in an office, a very young, very startup-looking office. But as soon as it's non-tech, it can be an F&A, it can be HR, it can be talent teams, etc. They're still working in individualistic patterns, even within GCCs.
Okay.
And that sort of the attendance. Yes, it drives your GCC and your setup and your real estate footprint maybe, but it does not necessarily change how you're working, except for the fact that you've gotten flatter and more independent and individualistic.
So our next panel, ladies and gentlemen, will be exploring exactly how leaders are building proactive AI-enabled defense strategies that position GCCs as the first line of global cyber resilience.
Where do you see cyber resilience is headed in next 3 to 4 years?
I think the self-healing will be a key thing going forward with the use of AI ML. The AI has a capability to recreate the solutions, a different solution. For example, I need to have a different architecture, or I need to have a different thing, and that is where I think it's headed towards.
Perfect.
If you're talking about next 5 years, with the pace with which the quantum technology is developing, and as Fractal, we are also investing a lot in quantum R&D, I think that will be a game changer. Other thing is, I think a lot more from a business perspective, the focus will be around cyber insurance as a field itself, right? So a lot of organizations will have to really think and study a lot in terms of, from a cyber insurance perspective, what will be their strategy. And I think that will be a money well spent.
We'll quickly move on into the next segment of the day, ladies and gentlemen, which focuses on the transfer pricing risk radar.
What do you think are the fiscal and regulatory incentives that the government can realistically give companies to set up and enhance the GCCs in India?
See, all the GCCs who have come to India, they are actually nurturing a talent pool. There is no talent pool available. I think to create an ecosystem where this talent can be harbored and then can be looked into and consumed in the companies, and then the markup is justified. The second is all the infrastructure we set it up in a GCC. It's way beyond. Even if you look at the IT, it goes beyond 8 to 9% of your cost. So to capture that, if there is a way we can have duty-free in, and then take it as a markup, I think that is the basic need an GCC would like to have.
Coming up next is a conversation that is packed with a lot of forward-looking insights. We're going to be talking about DEI, wellness and risk modeling, building inclusive, resilient and high-performing talent culture.
How has the perception of people risk kind of changed in your organizations, let's say over the past few years, where we're really seeing a very big GCC boom?
People risk is not only just a part in the skill matrix. People are the enterprise advantage and also the enterprise risk. So they play a very, very important and a critical role. I think one of the questions that always comes whenever we are talking about the strategy is around, do we have the right people for the right job, with the right skills, at the right time, at the right place, right? If the organizations are able to take care of the capability part, the skill part, the cadence in terms of the rhythm of productivity and experience and well-being, and the third one is around the connection. If that can be taken care of, then there is definitely success at the end of the time.
Ritika, how do you build for diversity? How do you build inclusion?
There's enough and a lot of focus on building the workforce which is ready for future, whether it's in terms of skills, whether it's in terms of your leadership skills. When you hire, you have the right types of assessments. We have a huge focus on something called leadership assessment and also leadership skills that we launched last year. So we know what kind of top skills our organizations really focusing on, and you build from the top and ensure then the leaders are built with the leadership skills that we need, and then we hire the rest of the workforce also on certain parameters that we have listed down from them.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is our distinguished honor to be introducing a trailblazer in Indian public policy and governance onto the stage, Ms. Soumita Daura.
When we look at the landscape of the GCCs, we see that they've been growing. And where are we today? India is a global hub for the GCCs. We have more than 53% of the global capability centers in India today. So it's an employment growth driver. It also brings revenue contribution to the economy. We have AI automation coming in. We have a lot of our young people supporting AI models for the GCCs. We also have our companies which are giving one-stop solutions, end-to-end, delivering a GCC model for MNC. And the MNC could very well say that you build it, you operate it for us. So there's a lot which is happening on the GCC landscape.
I think the future of GCCs will be built by the talent we create, not by the talent we consume. Absolutely, we need future-ready skills as the GCCs are embarking upon Talent 3.0, upskilling talent, getting them to embrace newer technologies, having talent with cognitive diversity. I think these are all going to be the important factors that will lead to the success of GCCs. I think almost 50% of all GCCs are actually investing in AI and ML. We are seeing a lot of demand for analytics. We are looking at GCCs being formed with a specific purpose as their innovation engine driving enterprise-wide transformation. So we are looking at probably a market where there's a huge demand for the GCC to drive enterprise-wide automation and agentification. I think GCCs should focus on innovation as a particular theme. I think that's one bold shift, not to do innovation as, side of the desk kind of a job. I think that's one. We are calling that AI-infused GCC, which covers three aspects: AI-ready talent, AI-ready work, and AI-supportive workspace. At Cognizant, we are actually developing future-ready talent and also structured pathways in modern engineering, platform skills, leadership development, etc. But the biggest decision is to invest in that talent so that you're able to get that world-class talent to start driving AI at scale. I think one, from an academia perspective, we need future skilled talent, whether it is with AI, whether it is with, I would say more testing of code kind of skills. We need to bring that in. We also need a lot of domain-centered training and development that needs to be given to all the associates. I think that's number one. Two, as a country, we need to continue to work on our infrastructure. As more global companies are coming in to deliver GCCs, we are seeing that infrastructure is becoming hugely important. Third one, the startup ecosystem and the partnership with the same is going to be key, because we really want to bring in newer technologies and infuse them into some of the legacy platforms and legacy practices that GCCs tend to reflect from the headquarters. So I think that's a third part. And most importantly, we need to create almost like a trust framework, that when a new organization comes into India to set up the GCC, the ease of doing business, trustworthy advice and consulting, and more importantly, quick scale up. I think all those are factors that are going to help us in terms of the, in terms of India trying to ride the GCC wave in the coming few years.
Today, there are around 2,000 GCCs in India. At present, the AI adoption in these GCCs is at best described as nascent or initial. But it's a matter of time the GCCs and the headquarters will achieve a major breakthrough in terms of deploying AI and agentic to achieve business transformation on scale. All ingredients, including the tech stack, the LLMs, the process know-how, the tech know-how, and even the risk and governance frameworks, including the talent availability in India, is present. The GCC leaders today have a once-in-a-lifetime and a clear opportunity to leapfrog into driving large scaled mandates and big outcomes for the headquarter and the customers of the headquarter in this next 1 to 3 years journey. AI native GCC is something in which we look at every system, every process, every operations, every service which we are delivering from a lens of how it can be reimagined using the AI and agentic technology for the betterment of cost, efficiency, and also bringing in serious competitive advantage for the headquarter in the marketplace.
So one of the ways which I can see for GCs to collaborate with banks is our foreign exchange expertise and presence across the worldwide countries. Like SBI is now present in 29 countries and having several experiences in trade finance, foreign exchange, credit, everything. So the global capability centers can share with us our experience and their experience together to make it further. Come to tech part, banks in India are now on the tech platform in terms of business, also personalized platforms and hyper-personalized also. So GCC would employ large number of Indians and Indian workforce. they can also take support from the banks to take it further. My third take is on the overall global growth, India being now poised to the third largest economy, and the banks in India are also a partner to that. So GCC has to be a collaboration with the banks to take them further. So State Bank of India, as you know, is the largest banker to every Indian. Beyond that, we have developed a large tech and business platform for global capability centers. I'll give you 2-3 examples. Number one, we have got a unified platform in mobile banking as well as in the internet banking platform called Yono Business. My second support to the GCC would be in terms of cloud infrastructure. So we have a private cloud called Meghdut, which hosts many of our systems and our applications, which can be shared with our partners. We have a large number of fintechs working with us in an innovation platform for SBI called SBI InnoHub. My fourth is a transaction banking and cash management solutions we have developed now, and large number of corporates who use this for cash management, which can be also a game changer for GCCs to manage their cash and other products.
We have been contributing to building of GCCs for a very long time, and I know that office spaces are a huge part of conversation in the realm of GCC conversation, never left out. The reason this is true is because GCCs are unique in a way where scalability is the most important thing, bringing in people very quickly and at very large scale. Once you have people on board, once you've understood and cracked scalability, flexibility to make sure if you're growing quickly, you have an additional space, or within the same space, what you can do to change your space very quickly and still accommodate a larger head count. There is also, if you have to grow, what is it that keeps your people in place? And that's a lot to do with brand building, brand management. Most of that happens through meaningful engagement in office, with most people sitting out of their home or a third location 3 days a week. Those 2 days in office have to be the most meaningful days your employees have at work. They have to have the things, the little triggers that are required to have small in-person, in-team connections, but also cross-team collaboration and encounters that can encourage team building and events, because they sort of become those little points to make a large impact on brand and culture at your workplace.
IP creation is of extreme importance, primarily because if we create more IPs, we'll be able to take it together to the headquarters and even to other ecosystem partners, right? Ultimately, the more IP you create, you'll be able to monetize it further. And in the age of AI, it's no longer about how many people you have, it's about how many assets you have, and IP becomes an important asset for the GCC ecosystem. In fact, I would say there are 2 shifts that GCCs will have to take. First one is ensuring that it's not about serving or working for the headquarters, but it's more about working for the end clients, right? The end customers of the entity itself, because innovation always needs to keep the end client in focus. And second is to start investing a bit more on the R&D. So if you are able to keep your end client in center and invest more on R&D, it will bloom like a innovation engine.
I think one of the boldest change that I can see or possibly expect GCC to have a change in culture. The culture of from a task-driven to impact-driven, from an effort-intensive work to business impact, and more about from a cost-center mindset to a profit-center mindset. If they make these changes, I think they will have a huge impact on their global enterprises business. The inflection point is when the global enterprises will select their next CHRO or a CTO or a CIO from the GCC. And for that to happen, we need to do more than what we are doing now. It is about investing in leadership development, going deep domain expertise in the business they are in, or in terms of thinking beyond just task execution.
For us, the India setup is a deliberate part of our global organizational strategy, not just a delivery extension. It enables us to build strong in-house technology and leadership talent while staying closely aligned to the business outcomes in the UK.
India offers a unique advantage, a deep, diverse talent pool, strong digital capabilities, and the ability to scale with speed and resilience. By investing in talent development here, we are creating future-ready teams that contribute directly to the enterprise strategy and long-term value creation for the organization globally.
The evening concluded with a felicitation ceremony celebrating distinguished leaders shaping India's GCC ecosystem, whose vision and impact continue to set new benchmarks in this fast-evolving, high-growth sector.